Y'all good?
Yes,
Okay, let's do a quick sketch. Here I have the original sketch over here. In the original sketch, my picture is not gonna look good, and that's okay. Does something like this, and does something like this. And then I have to put in where we are going to revolve around, and it's gonna be y equals -3. So y equals -3 is gonna further go down, so I'm gonna create 1, 2, 3 tick marks. And I'm gonna make a dotted line to say, hey, that's not the x-axis. So here is equal to y equals -3. So what's happening is this shape is gonna spin around here. And when it spins around, it's gonna do the following. And I'm gonna make it really big on this one. Imagine cutting, dissecting this point. You have a green. Dissecting it all the way around. And that's gonna create this to come somewhere over here. And again, my picture is not gonna look good. Forgive me. Something like that-ish. So I'm gonna make a big circle. And my circle is gonna contain the following. This endpoint, this inner point, I hear talking, and this middle point. So let's over-exaggerate it. So we have the endpoint here, and then we have the middle one, something like this, the inner endpoint, and then the center. And I'm gonna write out what each one of them are representing. The center is where it's rotating about. So that is y equals -3. On the very top is our upside down parabola, so that will be f of x. And if you're wondering where I'm getting that from, it's coming from this f of x. And then right here is lined up with g of x. So I did tell you guys on unit 7, if there's a washer, it is big R minus little r squared, right? So let's go ahead and connect the big R real quick. So our capital R is going to be top minus the bottom. The top one is including f of x. The bottom one is simply -3. And since we're doing minus a -3, I need +3. And I'm gonna put that in parentheses because I'm thinking ahead. And then for the little r, this is my little r. Top is g of x. And the middle is, again, minus a -3 plus 3. And I may need more room, so if y'all can write small, just keep it. So here we go. Let's make our integration with the dx's. Since we're looking at a circle, this is not a clean sheet of paper. Dang it. Now for all the circles, what symbol gets kicked out? It is something r squared. What was that value? Pi r squared. So I'm going to put on here, we have pi integral from 0 to 3. And I'm going to use my big R over here. And always start with extra parentheses because our calculator will automatically input the parentheses. So we have f of x plus 3 all squared minus the little r will be g of x. So I have that parentheses, another one. G of x plus 3 all squared, and then we're going to wrap it up and say dx. So at this point, I'm going to hide everything else since we don't need it. Here's a good thing about f of x. Wasn't the function already given to us on the front? Was g of x given to us? Ooh. Any of the equation on g of x given to us? No, but they did give us the integral. So what I want you to do is kick out this pi. And then I'm going to open a bracket. This part is the easy part because we're going to let the calculator do all the work. F of x plus 3 all squared. So that will be all calculator. The next part is going to involve some algebra. So I want you to circle this guy right here. When something is all squared, are y'all comfortable just doing the is it distribution in your head? Or should we do it on the side? Okay, let's do this then. Let's assume g of x is n. And I have n plus 3 all squared. That's technically n plus 3 and what? Another n plus 3. And when I distribute, we get n squared. The middle part, when I add them together, is 6n minus 9 or plus 9. So we're okay with the factoring part? Okay? And then notice this negative over here. We have to then distribute the negative. So really in the end I have 1n squared minus 6n minus 9. Some of you guys are not paying attention. Start writing with me. So we're going to write this with the integration, separated, but this time with g of x in place of n, a variable n. So we have minus integral 0 to 3 of g of x all squared. That was this part right here. Of course, dx. I forgot dx over here. Forgive me. And then I have minus 6 that I'm going to kick out. 0 to 3, g of x. And lastly, I have dx again. Minus 9, integral 0 to 3, dx. The beauty of this is the fact that we know this guy. We also know this guy over here. And I wrote it on the very top. From the front, in the instructions, it says g of x all squared was 5.3, so on. That was given. And the g of x integral was given as 3.2 and so on. Okay? So those are given. So let's go ahead and type in the integral for the f of x part. And if you're like, hey, where's the equation? There it is. Type with me, math 9.